Yeah. From the back of the I got a girl, Brad. Yeah. She go to battle. LAD low to the tent. Yeah. I go in back of the they all from that. Yeah. My diamonds, they all look at this. That.
All right. At Lincoln. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing on first is Wentz. And his first pass is incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Wentz going to throw. Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Lefty.
On play action, it's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he almost picked it. Opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad. Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Throw left side, complete to Ingram. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Throwing, Jones. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Brandon Graham in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones. He's going to rifle one deep left, and he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Tyrell Williams, 33 yards. And the Giants are going to take a 1st quarter lead. And he knocks it through. Rosas now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side. This is caught inside the 15. Wentz able to hook up with Aguilar for a big gain. 52 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey from 8 yards out. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in after 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Jones to throw on second down. Eluding the pressure right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. Caught left side, Williams. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a first down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for him, too.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first down. Jones. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Wentz again here on 2nd and 10. And this is Ertz with it, right side. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt, I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Wentz now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Here's Wentz to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfired.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Throwing is Wentz. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down. And Bullock will put this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
No, check, Pager.
Now Jones looking to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
And this is going to be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Wentz. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Great. What's up? Ram.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz going for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. New York set to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They begin with a run by Barkley. Powers through. Oh, he's got a little daylight. A big run there. 29 yards and a first.
You know, I have to be really happy after that play. The offensive line. To be able to create space in that situation when everything's jammed in and everyone knows you're going to run it, that's a big time.
Yeah, because you're probably just thinking, hey, let's get to the 4 or 5 and get some breathing room, right?
That's all you're asking for. That's all your punter's asking for. Instead, he's not necessary now.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Watch it now, Barney!
To throw on 2nd down. Jones escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit!
Here's Jones throwing on 1st down. Flushed out right. And this is caught inside the 5. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5. Now Jones forced out to his left. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. In for the score. And the Giants are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And out now come the Eagles. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing it.
And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. And his kick is right through. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Looking to throw. Jones. Throwing right, and that's complete. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A handoff to Barkley. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Jones on 1st down. Man open left side. It's Williams. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. And the kick by Rosas is good. And that will tie things up as we head toward halftime. So they boot it through, and now we're all square after 2 quarters of play.
And what's that great term you taught me? They're level, right? They got back to level. Now they get to go back in the locker room, regroup, and start over in the second half.
The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with great field position here, chance for some points before the break.
That's prime real estate. Just have to decide how they want to try and take their shot to try and put those points on the board.
So we've come upon. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here. But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and throwing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker board?
Yeah, those two.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Well, there was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Now Wentz. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got it at the 15. Wentz able to hook up with Aguilar for a big gain, 51 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Working from the gun, Wentz eluding the pressure right. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill.
This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz, and the Eagles are able to cash it in for 6. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, for the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard. Line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
74.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Line. Good chip.
Shotgun now for Wentz. It's caught by Aguilar. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. Wentz now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Great 15.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And the ball is knocked out. And who's got it? The Giants!
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Jones now. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox breaking through to get him for a loss of 7.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Dancing to his left. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Throwing now is Wentz. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. And welcome back. We are in the city of Brotherly. Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Wentz now to throw. It's complete, left side to Aguilar. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Nelson Aguilar, 45 yards. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. New York set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there's going to be casualties at times, we're trying to win a game.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now. And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a pickup of 16 there that'll lead to a new set of downs. Back to throw. Jones. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to drop him for his second sack now here tonight. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Jones operating from the gun. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Giants on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Looking to throw. Jones, flush to his right. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. They do get 18, but even that won't be quite enough. It's 4th down.
Watching that body.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Fletcher Cox coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this.
Let's 5-3. Let's 5-3. That's it.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort effort there. 38 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And right now, Charles, I think you'd have to say their class starting to show through.
Yeah, they were disappointed not to get the #1 seed in the playoffs, but the reality is these guys can play anywhere. It doesn't matter for them.
And if they can indeed hold on to this lead, that's going to set up one heck of a championship game next Sunday.
Let's come back and watch it, shall we?
Something tells me you and I are going to be there. And what a return. He's all the way down to the 30.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Jones throwing to start the drive. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He's going to let it fly, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually,
under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Derek Barnett in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it.
All right, here we go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Wentz. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And got his man complete. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Wentz going to throw. Flushed out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. Despite the lead here in the fourth, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the...
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And would you believe it? This is caught in the end zone. And the fake extra point works to extend their lead by 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. Now a hit and a loose football.
Bring out the Brinks truck, I'm young, flying iced up. 100-yard dash, I had to run my price up. Boss your life up, I had to boss mine up.